So earlier this month, we brought you the confirmation that Franco Colapinto has joined Alpine Formula 1 team for the 2025 season. He's joined as the team's test and reserve driver, pretty much de facto their third driver if anything happens to Pierre Gasly or Jack Doohan during this campaign. However, there are some caveats to that. Now, obviously, Colapinto has been released from his Williams contract, and a lot of money was in that deal. The rumor is that it was around 20 million US dollars. Now, whether that is Alpine paying that or Franco Colapinto's sponsors, because we did do a video last week going over this deal and what it meant and everything, and I said that it was Alpine that was ponying up this money, but apparently it might have actually been the sponsors of Franco Colapinto over in Argentina. But either way, regardless of who's paying it, there's a lot of money involved in this deal, and if it is the sponsors, they're going to want to see their man in a Formula 1 race seat as soon as possible. They've invested a lot of money in him, so they want to see that return for investment. If it's Alpine that have paid that much money, they're not going to pay that much money without actually wanting to utilize him as a racing driver. Now, the problem in a sense is that obviously Jack Doohan is the second driver for Alpine in 2025. Now, that contract, that deal was already agreed apparently before Flavio Briatore, who's one of the senior directors over Alpine, and I guess Renault actually by default as well. He's pretty much running the team at this point, I imagine, from a high position. And that deal was signed with Doohan before Briatore came in. And apparently Briatore is not too keen on Jack Doohan, and he's not mincing his words really when it comes to this. Now, normally I'd read an article on the F1Chronicle.com and just go over the story and everything like that, but unfortunately the person who does do these articles is off work at the moment. I do have the story, but I can't show you on the website because there's no article for it currently. So I'm just going to read this and get into what has been said here, because Briatore is not hiding at all that it is at least a minimum of possibility that Colapinto could replace Jack Doohan partway through the 2025 season. And honestly, I've said it before, I would really be shocked if Doohan makes it past about a quarter of the season in that seat. But let's have a look at this, guys. So, the pressure is mounting on Jack Doohan as Alpine snaps up rising Argentine talent Franco Colapinto. The team's powerful and famous executive director, Flavio Briatore, reached a deal with Williams boss James Vowles to secure Colapinto on a multi-year contract. In 2025, at least at first, he will be the reserve driver, but rumours of more are already in the full swing. We believe this agreement with Alpine represents Franco's best chance of securing a race seat in 2025 or 2026, James Vowles admitted in a statement. And I don't disagree with that because, you know, Williams have both Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon, I believe, contracted for 2026 season in addition to this season in 25 as well. So it's not a surprise really that that would be the case. German news agency DPA believes that the Australian rookie Doohan's race seat in this year is only guaranteed for the initial 6th Grand Prix of 2025. And I also heard a rumor apparently as well that the Miami Grand Prix has basically said, "Welcome Franco, we really want to see you," which again kind of leads into the fact that, well, he's probably going to be in the Alpine seat by then. "We will start the year with Pierre Gasly and Jack. I can guarantee you that," Briatore told Le Parisien newspaper. "Then we will see during the season." He's not really hiding it at all, is he? When asked if he is certain Doohan will still be in the car at the end of the season, the 74-year-old Italian admitted, "The only thing that is certain is death." Hopefully not to Doohan. That sounds a bit threatening, to be honest, but okay. "I have to put the team in a position to achieve results," Briatore added. "The drivers are responsible for finishing work of around 1,000 people behind them. They all work for just 2 people. If a driver doesn't deliver results, doesn't progress, he will be replaced. You can't be emotional in Formula 1. He has said that as well. There's no place for emotion in Formula 1 as well. And yeah, I mean, it very much does seem as though Doohan's going to be gone after 6 races, because the problem is for Doohan is that even if, and this is, and I speak from experience here because, you know, I was around in Formula 1. I was watching Formula 1 when Briatore was, you know, active back in the day, you know, before he left after 2009. I mean, left, he was forced out. But that's Spygate, it's not Spygate. Crashgate is another story for another day. Spygate is another controversy around that time too. But yeah, I mean, I'll be shocked if Doohan sees out the season. I'll be shocked if Doohan sees out even a quarter of the season. You know, that contract that he has is, if that's true about the 6 races, I think that's just going to give him the perfect opportunity, because they won't have to pay him off. You can just go back to being the reserve driver. After that contract expires, in theory, he's not even part of Renault, depending on whether it goes into a rolling deal or whatever. We don't know the specifics of it, obviously, but, you know, the race seat is only guaranteed for those 6 races. And even then, they could bring him in early if they wanted to. They just have to pay him off. And it would not be to the tune of $20 million. It would be a lot less than that, you would imagine. So, yeah, I am very worried for Jack Doohan. I think he's a good driver. Whether he's on the level of Colapinto or not, I don't know. I'd be surprised if he is, to be honest. But we've only got one race to judge him off, and that was a one-off race in Abu Dhabi, and he basically did nothing really in that race, which wasn't great for his reputation, I don't think. But then again, it's like, well, you parachuted in at the absolute last moment there. So I like Colapinto. I want to see him back in Formula 1, but this very much has the taste of something bitter in my mouth, I'll be honest with you. I don't like it in this sense. And the thing is as well, right? I mean, I don't expect this to happen, but what if, right? Imagine if Jack Doohan gets into that car at the start of the season and he outperforms Pierre Gasly. That is not good. That is what would happen at that point? Does he still get rid of Jack Doohan? Maybe he would. I mean, I'm trying to think now, but I'm sure, was it 2004 with Renault? And we had Fernando Alonso and we had, I want to say, Jarno Trulli. And Trulli, up to the point where he was replaced by Giancarlo Fisichella, I think it was. I think Trulli was actually points-wise on a par with Alonso. Alonso being a lot younger, obviously, and, you know, really getting into the swing of things at that point. But Briatore has absolutely no qualms, no reservations about binning somebody off, even when they're performing pretty good. Even if you're being pessimistic and say pretty good. So I don't see that being a problem for him. I think that decision's already been made, and Doohan will be in this car for the first quarter of the season, and then he'll be out. And it sucks, but it does mean we get Colapinto back, which I like. But, man, I don't know. I don't think Colapinto would have wanted it to be like this, but, you know, I don't want to say he's a beggar, because he's not. He's a great driver, and he was always going to make his way back into Formula 1 at some point, but beggars can't be choosers. You've got to take your opportunities when it's there, so I don't blame Colapinto at all. He's doing the right thing for his career. He's got his backers behind him, and I wish him all the best for that, and I wish Doohan all the best as well, because I hope this is not the end of his Formula 1 career after those 6 races. I hope he gets another chance at another team, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. You know, because it's hard in Formula 1. Once you're out, it's very hard to get back in. It's hard to get in the first place, but then it's even harder to get back in the second time. Ask the likes of Mick Schumacher, who's been trying to get back into Formula 1 for ages. It's not easy. It's really tough. But guys, what do you think? Do you think that the fate of Doohan is sealed after those first 6 races? Is he going to leave that race seat and be replaced by Franco Colapinto? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well to see much more content on the world of Formula 1 just like this here on the F1Chronicle.com. Have a good one, guys. See you soon.